The second brain for sale. Turning your personal Notion system into a flagship product. The messy system you built to organize your own life might be the most valuable product in your catalog. You built it at 11 p.m. on a random Tuesday because your browser tabs were embarrassing and your to-do list had migrated across 4 apps. A database for reading notes. A roll-up that pulled tasks into a weekly review. A tagging system that finally let you find that one quote from that one podcast 6 months later. You didn't build it to sell. You built it because your brain needed a place to live. That system, the one you've been quietly refining for a year or two, is very likely worth more to strangers than it is to you. Because thousands of people are having the exact same 11 p.m. moment and don't know how to fix it. A well-built second brain isn't a planner with nicer fonts. It's infrastructure. And infrastructure is what people pay real money for. Why a second brain is a different product than a planner. A daily planner solves one job. Organize today. A second brain solves a much bigger, scarier job. Never lose a thought again and be able to find it later. That's a fundamentally different value proposition, and it's why the two products should never be priced the same. A planner is a form. A second brain is a filing cabinet, a search engine, and a thinking partner rolled into one connected system. Reading list feeding into project notes feeding into a weekly review feeding into goals. The connections are the product. Anyone can build a pretty page. Very few people can build a system where the pieces actually talk to each other. And that scarcity is exactly what you're monetizing. This matters for how you talk about it. Don't sell a Notion template. Sell the outcome. Capture everything. Forget nothing. Retrieve it in seconds. Step 1. Strip out every trace of your life. Before you duplicate your workspace for public sale, assume a stranger will click into every page, database entry, and linked comment, because eventually one will. This is the step creators skip when they're excited to launch, and the one that causes the most damage when skipped. Delete or replace every real journal entry, reading note, and project record with clearly labeled sample content. Search the entire workspace for your real name, email, phone number, and home address, including in page properties. Not just visible text. Check linked databases and roll-ups for hidden data leaking through from a page you already cleared. Remove comments and page history that might reference other people by name. Replace real client or employer names with fictional placeholders, Client A, Acme Co. Duplicate the cleaned version into a brand new workspace and audit it fresh, as if you were the buyer. Turn off or reassign any shared integrations, calendar syncs, embedded forms tied to your personal accounts. Do the duplicate test. Never sell directly from your working template. Duplicate it, scrub the copy, then have a friend who's never seen your Notion open the duplicate cold. If they find one real name, one real note, or one broken link, fix it before it ever reaches a customer. Step 2. Generalize your specific life into someone else's blank canvas. Your system is full of decisions that made sense for you and only you. A content ideas database because you're a creator, a client pipeline tracker because you freelance. None of that transfers automatically. Turning a personal system into a product is mostly translation, finding the general shape underneath your specific categories. Notice the last row. Not everything from your personal setup belongs in the flagship product. Niche modules you built for yourself. Fitness tracking, a specific hobby tracker, work better as optional bonus pages than as baked-in core features. They let a buyer who doesn't care about macros skip that page entirely instead of feeling like the product doesn't fit them. Write an onboarding page like you're explaining it to your past self. The single biggest reason PKM templates get refunded isn't the design, it's confusion. A buyer who can't figure out how the reading list connects to the project notes will feel dumb, then feel ripped off, then ask for a refund. Write a short "Start Here" page with a 2-minute setup video, screen recordings are enough, and a simple map of how the databases relate. This single page will do more for your review score than another week spent on design. Pricing a system versus pricing a planner. This is where most creators leave real money on the table. A single-page planner is disposable. Buyers compare it against dozens of near-identical free options, so it has to be priced low. A genuine second brain is closer to software. It has an ongoing relationship with the buyer's daily life. It took real architecture to build, and switching away later has a cost. That's worth charging for. These are illustrative starting points, not a mandate. Pricing should reflect your own niche and proof. But the pattern holds broadly. Charge for the connections, not the page count. A 40-page workspace where nothing links together is worth less than a 12-page workspace where every piece feeds the next one. Buyers aren't paying for a template. They're paying to stop feeling scattered. Price the relief, not the file. Turning one template into a real product line. Once your flagship system exists, resist the urge to keep it as your only offer forever. The people who buy a $49 second brain today are your warmest future customers for a faster or more guided version of the same system. Build a light entry version stripped to the core databases at a lower price, and a premium version with a 20-minute setup call at a higher price. Same core intellectual property, 3 price points, 3 buyers. Light. Core capture plus weekly review only, priced as an easy yes for first-time buyers, standard. The full system with reading list, projects, goals, and dashboards, connected, premium. Standard system plus a short live or recorded setup walkthrough with you, add-on modules sold separately. Finance tracker, content calendar, habit system, for buyers who already own the core. This is also where a functioning storefront starts to matter more than a single Gumroad-style link. On store.fan, all 3 tiers and every add-on live under one store.fan page, so a customer who bought the light version last month can come back and see the premium upgrade sitting right there. No separate link to dig up, no second landing page to build from scratch. Delivery, proof, and why the storefront is part of the product. A second brain is judged the moment someone opens it, so the buying experience has to feel as calm as the product promises to make their life. When a customer pays, they should land on a clean confirmation with the Notion duplicate link right there. Not a scavenger hunt through a Discord server or a delayed email an hour later. Instant, automatic delivery isn't a nice-to-have here. It's the first proof point that your system is as organized as it claims to be. Screenshots do a lot of heavy lifting for PKM products, because buyers can't fully picture a linked system from bullet points alone. Show the dashboard, show a database mid-scroll, show the weekly review with sample data filled in. For a reference on how a clean, screenshot-forward storefront comes together, a live example store is worth a look before you build your own product page. Reviews compound faster in this category. Because a second brain gets used daily rather than read once, happy customers tend to leave more detailed, more convincing reviews than one-off template buyers. Ask for a testimonial 2 weeks after purchase, once they've actually lived inside the system, not on day 1. Ship it before it's perfect. The version of your second brain you're picturing as done doesn't exist. You'll keep refining it for as long as you keep using it, which is why waiting for perfect is the wrong move. Scrub your data, generalize your categories, write the onboarding page, price it like the system it is rather than the planner it isn't, and get it live. Add the premium tier and add-on modules next month, once real customers tell you which page they use most. Not sure how to structure tiers? Upload a Notion duplicate link, or set custom checkout fields for buyer preferences. Contact support anytime, or browse the blog for more guides on turning what you already use daily into your next flagship product. Key takeaways. A second brain sells as a system, not a template. Price and market it for the structure, not the stickers. Scrub every trace of your personal data before you ever screenshot or duplicate it. For sale, generalize the vocabulary. Your life-specific categories need to become someone else's blank canvas. PKM systems support meaningfully higher prices than single-page planners. The table below shows why your delivery, onboarding, and support model matters as much as the template itself. Start your creator store free at store.fan.